Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tearing into Aurelian Amaker's Launch It, a book that basically says the old way of starting an online business is dead. We're going to break down his blueprint for flipping the entire game on its head. Right from the start, the author frames this whole thing not just as, some business project, but as the very first step toward the life you've actually always wanted. It's about getting your time back and really becoming the person you were meant to be. So how's it all work? Well, we're going to follow a really simple 4-part map. We'll kick things off with the old way versus the new, then we'll cover your first launch, move on to building your business engine, and finally scaling that whole thing up for some serious success. Okay, first things first, we need to get our heads around this fundamental shift in thinking, because this isn't just about a few new tactics. It's about seeing yourself as part of a completely different industry. At the absolute core of this method is one simple idea. You are not selling a product. You are in the change industry. Your entire job is to sell a transformation, a real result. You're the bridge that gets someone from where they are, point A, to where they desperately want to be, point B. And this quote, it's a game changer. It tackles that imposter syndrome we all feel, just head on. You don't have to be some world-famous guru. You literally just need to be a couple of steps ahead of the person you're trying to help. That's it. And here it is. This is where the strategy just completely flips the script. The old way is that slow, painful grind, right? Building a giant email list for months, hoping a tiny fraction buys your cheap thing. The new way says forget all that. Start with a high-value premium offer and go find your first clients, like right now. It's all about getting paid and proving your idea works in days, not years. And the results of doing it this new way? A 33% conversion rate. Just think about that. Selling high-ticket coaching over the phone, and 1 out of every 3 people says yes. That's the power of focusing on a real transformation for someone, not just a cheap download. So, the big question is, how do you actually start? Okay, let's dive into the launch phase and see how you take this from just an idea in your head to actual paying customers. The launch plan is super simple on purpose. It's designed to get you out of that endless planning mode and into doing mode. It's just 3 steps to get the ball rolling, validate your idea, and maybe most importantly, get some money in the door. Let's talk about a big idea here that feels kind of backward at first. Don't run from competition. You need to run towards it. So many of us look for some untapped market, but the book argues that competition is your best friend. It's solid proof that people are already spending money in that space. Your job is just to find your own little corner in it. So when you're on those one-on-one calls, these 3 little questions do all the heavy lifting for you. You're not pushing a product. You're helping someone get crystal clear on their own future, the path to get there, and the exact problems your offer is designed to solve. And this is why starting with a premium offer is so powerful. You don't need hundreds of customers to make it work. You can hit a really sustainable income like 2,000 euros a month with just a handful of clients. It makes the whole thing feel so much more real and achievable right from the get-go. All right, so you're making sales. What happens next? This is where you switch gears from just earning an income to actually building a real business, a system that can grow without you having to do every little thing every single day. So how do you build that real business? Well, you build a growth engine with 3 parts that all have to work together. You need an audience to talk to, you need a team to handle the work, and you need a sales machine that brings in leads automatically. Get those 3 things humming, and your business really starts to take on a life of its own. Now, building a team can sound super overwhelming, but the book lays out a really logical way to do it. You start small, hiring a virtual assistant to get all those annoying admin tasks off your plate. Then you find salespeople who work on commission, so you can grow without crazy overhead. And only then, once the system's working, do you hire people to actually deliver the service for you. That's when you get to be the true owner. Now you might be thinking, hey, what about the email list? And the book is super clear on this. While it's not the first thing you build, it is absolutely the most critical asset for the long term. It's the fuel for your sales machine. It's the community that's going to sustain your business for years and years. And now we get to the final stage, scaling. This is where you stop thinking in small steps and start thinking exponentially. It's about taking that proven system from, say, 10,000 a month to over 100,000 and way beyond. Scaling really just boils down to mastering 2 big levers. First, traffic. You just need more eyeballs, and you get them either by paying for ads or by building an army of affiliates. And second, conversions.
You get more value from that traffic by expanding what you offer, from high-ticket coaching all the way down to more accessible info products.
And hey, if you're wondering which traffic source to focus on, this number says it all. A full 50%, half, of the author's huge monthly revenue comes from his affiliate program. He calls it building an army of soldiers who are all motivated to promote your business for you. It's pretty much the ultimate growth lever.
And if there's one single mantra that applies to every single step of this journey, it is this one. Perfection is the enemy of progress. The goal is always, always action. Get your offer out there, see what happens, learn, and then make it better. Speed will beat perfect planning every single time.
So, after all that, the path is pretty clear. You have the map, right? From that very first sale to a massive, scalable business. The only question left is the one we started with. Are you ready to take that first step? What is one small thing you can do today to start moving towards the life and the person you've always wanted to be?